Sunday was this candle. For the first time ever, we hit 80K. The top of this blue box here, that was my 75 to 80K zone, and we hit 80K on Sunday. First time ever, making a brand new all-time high. Then the following day on Monday was the single largest gainer day for Bitcoin ever. It was an $8,300 move. Let's move the chart so you can see when I hover. $8,341 move. That's a 10% day. And we closed at 88,770. Wild. This is wild, unprecedented territory. We've never been here. We've never seen this. And I do want to note, it gets increasingly hard to trade in wild momentum like this. And not just on this chart, it's on all the charts that are blasting up. As we move higher and higher and higher with so much momentum and strength, it's really hard to get in. You might have all these alerts getting set off, but it's like, how do you even enter when there's so much acceleration? And even how do you get out and feel good about where you got out? It's very hard. Without any correction or deceleration, pretty much there is no station to get on board the train. As the market continues ripping higher with no rhyme or reason, just know this. Technical analysis and historical price action, it all goes out the window. You can't use it because we've never been there before, right? And another thing is, since we've never been here before, this is not fueled by predictable price action as much as it's fueled by mania and emotions, like greed. So this is what we call price discovery, okay? Price discovery is when an asset or a chart has never been at these prices before. It's called price discovery. We are discovering how much we value this asset. But when you get price discovery and it's coupled with irrational upward strength, like look at this volume. Let me go on the hourly. Look at this volume. Insane compared to just weeks ago. Look how small the volume bars are here. And the huge spikes here. So this, like all of this together to me is like, yeah, it's crazy. It's emotional. It's greedy. It's mania. And there's a saying in the market that goes, the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. And all that means is don't try to use logic so much in these volatile times because the market can be irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So if you keep trying to catch tops and stuff, you're going to waste all your money away because the market can keep ripping for an irrational amount of time. So right now we've got like irrationality piled on with greed, which is piled on with mania, and all this keeps pushing us higher and higher for no good reason. So right now, for BTC at least, if you're in, enjoy the ride. If you're not in, don't FOMO in. And don't feel bad if it seems like you're missing everything and watching it from the sidelines. Just be patient, and I promise an entry will come around. And plus, there's so many assets and charts to look at, right? It's not only Bitcoin. So if you miss Bitcoin or you don't have any, like you just can't get a decent entry with a good risk to reward ratio, then it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Your life isn't over. Your opportunities will not dry up. You just gotta look on all the other charts that we can trade on. Ethereum is strong all of a sudden. Like, what the heck? Remember last week how I was like, yeah, Ethereum is boring. It's underperforming. Toyin, remember? We were like, maybe we should like take our ETH and put it into something else. Well, it randomly got strong. I could not have predicted it. I did not see that. But actually, something interesting. Let's recap everything that happened, okay? Yes, ask me your question. I'm gonna explain what I see on ETH, and then I'll answer whatever you type. So we had that low in August, right? August 5th, when the market dropped because of Japan, we remember. Yes. We got a low in August right here. This red wick, the same day Bitcoin dipped down to 50K. Since that day, though, we continue to have higher lows. Then, price rocketed up out of this choppy range we were in since August. If I could highlight that, I'm sure you could see it without me highlighting that little range there. That was the choppy range, right? When we were like, the hell, just break and retest 2,500 already. So we didn't get that clean break and retest, but we did rocket out of this choppy range, and we smashed through everything. Everything. We went through 2,500 all the way up to 3,250. No stops along the way. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 3, 31, 32, up to 3,250. And actually even higher. Pretty much 34 we hit before retracing. Now this is what I see. Now that I look back, what we see kind of changes. Now we have so much more clarity now that we have broken out. That past choppiness since August kind of starts making more sense. Because we've broken above that upper range resistance, right? This was the range resistance. It was keeping our head down for 13 weeks, remember? Looking back, it looks like this chop was just long-term accumulation. Accumulation is where retail institutions and whales are just buying, quietly buying, which is actually extremely bullish for the bigger picture. So, are you kind of seeing what I see? Like, when we were in it, it was so messy, it was so confusing, it was underperforming, it was annoying. But now that we've broken out like that, looking back, it was like, oh, wait. Maybe that was just a springboard where big money was accumulating Ethereum and we didn't know. We thought everyone was indecisive. I mean, they were. It was indecisive, but it's a bit more clear now. So, if we can hold above these levels here and not just drop back into we don't want to do this, okay? As long as we stay above that, it's looking good. Even if we correct, we can correct down to here. As long as we bounce off this range high, this pink line I have, as long as we stay above that, it's good, we're good. And things are looking bullish again. So 28,000. Let me draw another rectangle here. $28 to $29 is really what we want to watch out for an area to correct to and to reject off of. So anything above this is generally pretty healthy. Okay? So again, even if we correct from here, we've already begun correcting for 3 days. As long as the correction holds above 2,900, Ethereum is back on the board. All right, so let's go. Total and total 3. Look, wow, what the heck? Crazy. Last week was a 19.89% week. I'm sure you all know. Wild times in the market. Total crypto market cap has surpassed what it was at when BTC was at all-time highs in March. So when BTC was at 74K, we surpassed that. So we are currently at 3 trillion. I expected more resistance at what did I say? I said like 2.65, 2.724. Didn't get any resistance. None. But here we are, 3 trillion. Finally, a little pause. 4 day pause at 3 trillion. Okay, but actually, no, there's no but. I'm sorry. We are at what we were back in 2021. So if there was no other place for resistance, this is where I would expect resistance. So 3 trillion, where do we go from here? I don't know. It's easier for me to look at other charts and kind of guess where we would go from there. It's very hard for me to look at total and think where we would go. But here's where we are. We are above the 74K high in BTC, and we are above last cycle's peak. So the rest, uncharted territory. We are now heading to the dark side of the chart, just like the dark side of the moon. All right, total 3. So we found resistance at the same level where BTC was at 74K in March, 791 billion. Okay, so the next resistance above is 835 based on back here. So 835 billion is the first major swing high after we got the top last cycle. If I go on the weekly, you can see that a little better. Sorry, that's the second. So this on the weekly was the top. We headed down, back up. That's the first swing lower from the high, and then down and back up. 835 billion was a second swing high going down. So after we hit 835 billion, then the next one to hit is 960. And then all-time highs to hit is 1.13 trillion. That's the highest upper wick over there, the week of November 8th, 2021. So if you want to know where we are headed, that's where. See, with this one, I can have a bit more educated guesses. But on the total market cap, it's very hard to say. So this one, at least, we see that there's more room for alts to move because total includes BTC. So what this is telling me is BTC might cool down from here, which it has been in the past 24, 48 hours, and that's expected. That's normal. Hit resistance. Okay. Coming back down, and then total 3, all the altcoins, seems like there's quite a bit to go. Okay, lots to go. Counting from where we are now up to all-time highs is another pretty much 50% to go in the altcoins. Altcoins excluding Ethereum and Bitcoin. So some interesting stuff there.